Welcome back to the Lone Ranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage. I am the Lone Ranger. If you're checking me out on the YouTube, you're going to see that the video for this is just a little spotty. I think we are having a little bit of an internet issue here, so I apologize for that. If you're checking out my YouTube, Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger YouTube channel, you can watch this show and all of my shows and training programs you can see on YouTube on Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger. Please go there and subscribe to it. I promise you won't get spammed for anything, but it does help my rankings. If you don't mind, please do that for me. And if you're annoyed by the spotty video on this particular file, I apologize for that. There must be an internet issue somewhere going on here. It's not horrible, but it's not great. So anyway, my apologies. I got a lot to cover. We talked about interest rate. We talked about the Fed. Right now, I want to give a little bit of a shout out to my friends at Age Rejuvenation. Now, listen to this. I tell you guys this because I'm genuine with you and I'm vulnerable. And it's taken me 65 years to be vulnerable. Okay. But I'm going to be vulnerable. So I have struggled with my weight since I was probably in my early 30s. Okay. I was a skinny kid growing up, but I've struggled with my weight. You know, and as a kid, I could eat anything I wanted and never gain an ounce. But then things started to catch up to me. So I got a little bit too heavy and I got up and I'm almost 6'4", so I can hide it well, but I was still fat. Okay. So I got up to 282 pounds and it's just hard on my knees and my body. And you know what? My wife doesn't deserve to look at a guy that looks like that. She looks great. She's 10 years younger than me. So I'm like, dude, you got to get your act together. So I went to this place called Age Rejuvenation over in Winter Park, but they got them all over the state of Florida. And they got me hooked up on some testosterone therapy because apparently men start to lose their testosterone as they get older. I didn't know that. So I went on testosterone therapy and I'm telling you, my energy levels through the roof. And well, you can ask my wife if it did anything on that end, but I'm telling you, it's crazy stuff. So now I was a little concerned about that because I've heard, that it could promote, prostate cancer and things like that. These guys dial this stuff in and you are as safe as you could ever possibly be. But what you're not safe at is not having the right amount of testosterone. So I got that fixed. And then I need to do something about my weight. So they put me on semaglutides and that helped me out a little bit, but I didn't think it was helping quite fast enough. So I went back, did some updated blood work because, nothing's perfect and nothing's the same for everyone. So don't expect it will be. They went, you know what? We're going to switch some things around. We're going to introduce MIC and Triimmune, and we're going to reduce your semaglutide and introduce tirzepatide, which is Mounjaro. So now I'm on both. And holy moly, they got that dialed in, and then it just started coming off, just peeling off. Now I've got to do a little working out because I don't want it to start cutting into muscle mass. So I have lost 66 and a half pounds. All right. I feel unbelievable. And, I can't tell you how I look, but I mean, if you look at a thin guy versus a fat guy, I think they look better. Right. So if you want to get hooked up with Age Rejuvenation, they're the best in the business. They're not a doc on the block or a doc on the phone. These are the real deal. So if you want it, I'll hook you up with my friends at Age Rejuvenation. Just call or text 407-706-3313, and I'll connect you with Brett. If you're in Tampa, they've got locations all over down there. 813-213-4009, 813-213-4009. Call or text me. I'll make a direct connection. I talked to Andrew on the weekend. He's getting set up. I talked to Fred on the weekend. He's getting set up. I talked to Alan on the weekend. He was set up about 3 weeks ago, and he's really starting to feel it right now. So listen, this stuff really works. Women, listen, look, it's the same with you. The problem that women have is other women would never point out that you're overweight. They wouldn't do it. Now, guys are different. Guys will go, "Hey, Woodburn, you're looking a little chubby there," and smack you in the belly. You would never see that to a woman. So women don't get the pressure, but they feel it internally. Listen, you deserve to feel better. It's not easy controlling our food intake. Our food that we eat today, even if you try to eat healthy, it's still difficult to lose weight. So listen, give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself a break. Listen, and I'm telling you, for the cost that I'm paying for this stuff, I'm saving in food. I don't eat. I go out to dinner with my wife. We split a meal and come home with food for leftovers for me for lunch for the next day. That's how much you eat. So listen, you have to actually force yourself to eat on some of this. You need to eat, or else you'll stop losing weight. So listen, you call me, I'll get you hooked up. Now, I also want to talk about Southern Homes down in Lakeland because these guys are killing it. So listen, all you builders that aren't doing as well, follow what Southern Homes is doing. They pay all the clients' closing costs. They have homes that range from the high twos to the 800s. Their average price is $350. If you're in Bartow, Lakeland, Lake Wales, any of that area, Babson Park, you hear me right now. You call me, I'll get you connected with my friends at Southern Homes. And then if you're at Trinity Lakes or Trinity Place, my Trinity family builders, you got St. Cloud, Claremont, you got Mineola, Leesburg, and they're building communities all over Central Florida right now. So call me. They'll pay your closing costs. You can use the loan arranger. You can do a rate buy down. It's all kinds of incentives for you to do there. So there we go. You got everything you need to know about buying new construction. So now I want to talk about job opportunities. So listen, I've hired one person. I'm very particular about who I hire, but I'm looking for another loan partner, and I'm looking for 6 loan officers to help me. And if you're and listen, when I say help me, help you. But I've got business, and I do more business than most any loan officer that's listening to this or within the earshot of this. Believe me, I do. My volume is one of the top producers in the country. I'm not the top, but I'm one of the top. I'm in the top 1%. So listen, you want to come to work with somebody that has that kind of volume? Call me. 2 years experience, preferably bilingual. Okay. So we talked about my weight, which has nothing to do with mortgages, although maybe it does. I don't know. We talked about builders, and I want to talk about a gift that we got from Fannie Mae. They're raising the loan limits to $802,000. That means you're no longer a jumbo over 766. It's now going to be 802. So you got another bonus on that. So that's really good. FHA will likely be raising their limits, probably around 500,000. I'm guessing that should come anytime. So those are some nice things that are happening. Interest rates are down, man. I'm locking rates in at some great rates. I'm in the 5s. It's a good time to buy. But I also want to talk about other programs that you might fit into. For instance, we lost Hometown Heroes, right? But I got a client, Hometown Heroes, just last week, even though it's been closed. How do I do that? Because I had them approved. I had them in contract under a house, and some money fell out from somebody else. I snagged it within about 5 minutes, and we got them Hometown Heroes. So it is possible, but you have to have a lender that knows how to do it. And that would be the loan arranger. Now I want to talk a little bit about 0 down payment loans. So one of them is for physicians. Okay. No down payment, no PMI. You heard me. No down payment, no PMI. For physicians, that's a great product. If you're a physician out there, you should be calling me right this minute. You should be going to webringyouhome.com and finishing your application, or get your secretary to do it. I don't know what you do. Then some of my doctors are like that. Some of you aren't. Okay. Some of my doctors out there that are listening out there, you do not handle your finances very well. You need me to yell at you more often. Okay. Now, if you are some doctors, like my Indian doctors, and I'm going to be I'll be a little, I don't call it racist because I'm complimenting them. I'm not saying things negative about them. But my Indian doctors, you're really good with money. Okay. My American doctors, not as much. Okay. You just need me to help you. I'll help you. You got a friend right here. I'll help you. And I got nothing to gain by it. So doctors, you call me. Other 100% financing, VA, you have to be a veteran. VA, 100% financing, great loan. There's one more that anybody can get as long as you fit into certain categories. It's USDA. So USDA is a government entity that insures mortgages. Now, it used to be called Farmers Home Loan. So they're generally speaking for rural properties. But there's also income restrictions. Now, they just raised their income restrictions, but it's based on how many people are in your household and how many people are under 18 years old. So there's income restrictions. You can make up to like $102,000. But if you do, and the house meets the correct geographical area for USDA, because they have boundaries, they're looking to lend or insure mortgages in areas that are less served, underserved. Okay. Not as infill. So you're not getting them in downtown Tampa or downtown Orlando or downtown Lakeland or downtown St. Augustine. But on the outskirts, there's some areas that qualify. Lake County, Pasco County, there's some areas in there, Hillsborough County. So there are some areas that we can do USDA financing. So if that interests you, now you got to have better credit. Okay. You got to have credit. You should be around 650 or better. But if you meet those categories, maybe USDA's the type of product for you. My name's Bruce Woodburn. I'm the loan arranger. I've been lending for 35 years. I teach classes to real estate agents and lenders. I coach lenders. I coach real estate agents across the country. If this is something that you're interested in, if you want to align yourself with somebody that cares as much about their clients and their business partners as I do, then you should call me at 407-706-3313 or go to webringyouhome.com. Check me out there. Go to Google reviews, go to Yelp reviews, go to Zillow reviews. Check me out. It is the real deal. Why? Because I care about you. I care about my clients. I care about your payments. I don't want you getting in over your head. I'll bet you I talk more people out of refinancing than I do into it. So why? Because if it's not right, then don't do it. I don't need one more closing to put my feather in my cap, but I guarantee you that loan officer that you're dealing with on the interweb, he does, because you think he worked for a big company because they got a fancy website, but he's working out of his garage in Hoboken. So you don't know what you're getting. Call the loan arranger. You always know what you're getting. And listen, my rates are great. I'm the largest lender in the country. My rates are great. And if somebody beats my rate, you bring it to me. I'll look at that. I'll look at it. I had a client the other day thought that Rocket was beating my rate. And I turned around and I compared it. And I said, yeah, they're charging you 3 points for it. What? Yeah, they're charging you $15,000 for that rate. Well, that's ridiculous. Well, didn't they explain that to you? Nope. I didn't think so. I'm Bruce Woodburn. I'm the loan arranger. You can call or text me right now at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313 or 813-213-4009 or webringyouhome.com. When we come back, I want to talk about reverse mortgages and how people are trying to fix their credit and screwing it up even worse. Stop doing that. Stop paying people to fix your credit. It's ridiculous, and they're making it worse instead of better. Call me now, 813-213-4009 or 407-706-3313 or webringyouhome.com. Get your application started. We'll start off with a soft credit pull. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about reverse mortgages, how I can fix your credit and you're going to screw it up. And then I got a few other real good pointers I want to bring to your attention. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Radio Show with Bruce Woodburn.